Manila, Philippines. In the heart of Southeast Asia, as the sun rose over Manila's vibrant skyline, something extraordinary was about to unfold. The world just stopped and listened. For a brief moment, borders faded, and every ear tuned in to a single, powerful voice. The United Nations General Assembly, a place long dominated by Western English, heard something new: Filipino English, spoken with pride and authenticity. A young Filipino diplomat delivered a speech that didn't just inform, it inspired. Every word resonated, echoing far beyond the walls of the assembly. Headlines buzzed. Across continents and time zones, a single voice, a Filipino accent, had changed the world's conversation overnight. For decades, Filipinos were told their English wasn't international enough. In classrooms, uncertainty lingered in young faces. We were taught to hide our accent, to sound American or British, as if our own voices were something to be corrected or erased. But last night, that narrative shattered. The chains of self-doubt and imposed standards broke in a single, unforgettable moment. The world didn't just understand our representative, they were moved. Tears glistened, applause thundered, and hearts opened. The speech, calling for unity and compassion, was praised for its clarity and warmth. Social media exploded with messages of support and admiration. World leaders and citizens alike shared their admiration, posting tributes and sharing clips that went viral in hours. Suddenly, our musical intonation and careful enunciation were celebrated as strengths, not shortcomings. Our voices rang out with new confidence. This was more than a diplomatic win, it was a cultural victory, a moment of collective pride for Filipinos everywhere. For every Filipino told to neutralize their voice, this was liberation. Families wept with joy, feeling seen and heard at last. The UN speech sent a message: your voice is enough, your voice is international, your voice is beautiful, it belongs on the world stage. The journey here was long, filled with challenges and doubts, but it led us to this moment of recognition and hope. This is the story of how Filipino English stopped imitating and started leading. We found our place, not by changing, but by embracing who we are. The world is finally listening, and this time, it's to the true sound of the Filipino voice. For generations, Filipinos faced immense pressure to conform. In schools, we were taught not just English, but to sound American. Teachers corrected our pronunciation, urging us to flatten our vowels and speed up our cadence. The sing-song quality of our speech was labeled unprofessional. We believed success meant erasing our identity from our voice. The BPO industry amplified this, training agents to neutralize their accents and adopt American names. It was a trade-off, jobs in exchange for a piece of ourselves. We became experts at code switching, always self-correcting, always anxious. We worried about being misunderstood or judged as less competent. Despite being one of the world's largest English-speaking nations, we hesitated to speak with confidence. We waited for permission to believe our voice was worthy, just as it is. That permission was long overdue. Then, something changed. Foreigners visiting the Philippines noticed our English was easy to understand. They valued clarity, not a perfect American accent. Our careful pronunciation and warmth made communication effortless. The musicality we were told to suppress was seen as sincerity. International companies noticed Filipino employees excelled at bridging cultures. Filipino English became a global lingua franca, clear, neutral, and approachable. Managers reported fewer misunderstandings and better teamwork. Outsiders' appreciation planted a seed of confidence in us. Maybe our accent wasn't a flaw, but a feature. Hearing praise for our clarity chipped away at old insecurities. We realized effective communication isn't about mimicry, it's about being understood. By that measure, we were excelling. The world was listening, and for the first time we felt proud of our own voices. Our difference became our strength. The UN needed a voice that could connect globally. Speeches were often rapid, filled with jargon, and hard for non-native speakers to follow. They searched for someone who could deliver a message with clarity and sincerity. Enter Alani Reyes, a young Filipino diplomat. Her calm, measured delivery and warm tone stood out. The committee chose her not despite her accent, but because of it. Filipino English was globally intelligible and easy for machine translation. More importantly, her voice carried empathy and authenticity. The choice was bold, a statement about what international English truly means. In the Philippines, pride mixed with old insecurities. Could she represent us on the world's biggest stage? Little did we know, Alani Reyes, was about to change everything. She would redefine how the world, and we, heard the Filipino voice. The night of the speech arrived, shrouded in a sense of history about to unfold. The UN General Assembly was filled with anticipation, every seat occupied, every eye fixed on the stage, as if the world itself was holding its breath. Alani Reyes stood at the podium, representing not just herself, but the hopes and dreams of 115 million Filipinos. She spoke, no forced accent, just pure Filipino English, her voice steady and true, echoing the authenticity of her roots. Her words were simple, powerful, and heartfelt, each syllable carrying the weight of her people's stories and aspirations. She told stories: a fisherman using a smartphone to check the tides and connect with his family, bridging tradition and technology. A young girl learning to code in a remote village, her eyes bright with the promise of a future shaped by knowledge. Her delivery was deliberate, her pauses meaningful, allowing her message to settle in the hearts of those listening. The warmth in her voice made the vast hall feel intimate, as if she was speaking to each person individually. She spoke about the power of a voice, the courage it takes to be heard, and the dignity in speaking as you are. She challenged the belief that one accent is better than another, urging the world to embrace diversity in communication. Delegates nodded, some with tears in their eyes, moved by the honesty and vulnerability in her words. Her message resonated far beyond the Philippines, reaching living rooms, classrooms, and offices around the globe. When she finished, "Let us listen to one another. Thank you. Salamat po." The silence held, a collective moment of reflection and awe. Then, the hall erupted into a standing ovation. It was unprecedented, a wave of applause that seemed to wash away old prejudices. Leaders united in admiration, applauding a new kind of global communication, one that valued authenticity over imitation. Filipino English was no longer just a regional accent, it had become a symbol of pride and possibility. It had become a world-class voice. The critics were silenced, their doubts replaced by newfound respect. The world had heard us, clearly, authentically, and with respect. That night, everything changed, and a new chapter began. Our voice was now a global standard, echoing in boardrooms, classrooms, and international forums everywhere. And we finally believed it. For the first time, we saw ourselves as the world saw us, confident, capable, and truly heard. Back home, millions of Filipinos tuned in, their eyes glued to screens as a wave of pride swept across the nation. In living rooms, city plazas, and small barangays, people gathered together, united by a shared sense of excitement and hope. Pinoy pride trended worldwide, but this time, it wasn't just about a sports win or a beauty pageant. It was about our identity, our voice, and the way we saw ourselves on the global stage. Social media overflowed with emotion. This is our voice. People posted heartfelt messages, sharing stories of their own struggles and triumphs, and for once, the internet felt like a celebration of who we truly are. The speech went viral, shared by students in classrooms, families at home, and OFWs, connecting from distant shores. It became a bridge, linking Filipinos everywhere in a moment of collective pride. Teachers played Alani's speech in class, shifting the focus from accent correction to clarity and confidence. Students listened, inspired to speak up and be heard, no matter how they sounded. The Department of Education took notice, reviewing its curriculum and prioritizing effective communication over accent assimilation. It was a turning point, a step toward embracing our own way of speaking. Language schools rebranded, proudly embracing the Filipino style. New banners and posters celebrated our unique voices, and teachers encouraged students to speak with confidence. Young people everywhere posted videos, speaking English with their natural accents, unashamed and proud. Social media feeds filled with laughter, stories, and newfound confidence. Comedians celebrated, not mocked, our unique quirks. Humor became a way to embrace our differences, and laughter brought us closer together. News anchors adopted a more authentic style, speaking naturally and connecting with viewers in a way that felt real and relatable. A collective weight lifted. We gave ourselves permission to be ourselves. For the first time, many felt truly seen and accepted, just as they were. The speech became a cultural touchstone, sparking a national conversation about identity, language, and what it means to be Filipino in a changing world. We realized our strength was in our uniqueness. Our differences became our greatest asset, and unity grew from embracing every accent, every story. For the first time, we loved the reflection we saw, proud, confident, and unapologetically ourselves. The UN speech sent ripples through global business. International companies scrapped accent training, focusing on empathetic communication. The BPO industry rebranded. The Filipino advantage was now our clarity, patience, and warmth. Customer satisfaction soared. Clients requested Filipino teams for their natural accent. Filipino English became a premium brand in global service. Tech giants noticed, recruiting Filipino speakers to train AI and voice recognition. Our accent, once a problem, became a model for inclusive technology. Filipino professionals gained confidence, speaking up in global meetings. International conferences sought Filipino speakers for their ability to connect. Filipino English was now recognized as a powerful, effective global standard. We were no longer just participants, we were leaders. Our voice shaped the future of business and technology. The world wanted to hear us. Alani Reyes's speech sparked a global conversation on accent prejudice. People from India, Nigeria, Singapore, and beyond saw themselves in her story. "If the Philippines can embrace their accent, why can't we?" became a rallying cry. Educators and entrepreneurs worldwide began celebrating their own Englishes. The Alani effect empowered non-native speakers to reclaim their voices. Linguists and academics felt vindicated. The future of English is plural. The speech moved the idea of world Englishes into public consciousness. The entertainment industry followed. Hollywood cast a Filipino actor in a lead role, accent and all. Audiences embraced the change, opening doors for authentic voices everywhere. Alani's speech didn't just change minds, it changed the sounds we hear in our stories. The world's stories became richer, more real, and more diverse. December 12, 2025, a new beginning. Filipino English's journey from insecurity to pride is about more than language. It's about identity, belonging, and the power of authenticity. Our voice, with its warmth and music, is a strength to be shared. The legacy lives on, in students, professionals, and technology shaped by our speech. We're not just part of the global conversation, we help lead it. True influence comes from being genuine, not from imitation. We showed the world that connection matters more than perfection. A generation of Filipinos now speaks with pride, knowing their perspective is valuable. Our language reflects our history, culture, and spirit. Let us speak with confidence. Filipino English is international, powerful, world-class. The world is listening, eager for our story. Mabuhay ang Pilipinas.